Hi, this is Olga with Jazz, loud and clear, your voice on logistics. And this is Friday. And today I'm with Don Peltier, CEO of Paramount Intermodal and a teacher at the Long Beach State University. Don, thank you so much for your time and opportunity to ask you a couple questions.
Thank you, Olga. It's always an honor and an opportunity to be able to speak with you and your audience. I am Don Peltier. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of Paramount Intermodal Systems. We are a trucking and warehousing company based in Los Angeles area, running around 600,000 square feet of warehouse, around 40 trucks, mostly doing imports with some exports, out of the Central Valley, as well as having a side hustle called Go Chassis, managing a fleet of rent and lease available chassis, 460 chassis in our available fleet. As for Long Beach State University, I am a lecturer in the Center for International Trade and Transportation. I lecture on a course called Intermodal Operations, and it is an honor for me to be asked by the university to come back and do this, and here we are today.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your introduction, Don. So, as a guru of domestic transportation and intermodal sector, can you please share your thoughts on how the latest changes in the administration will impact the industry?
Well, I think impacts will be different depending on the products coming in. Larger, heavier products, cars, electric cars and solar panels and things like that are going to have a heavier tariff. But for the retailers, for the consumers like you and me, those products are going to have a 20, 40, 50, 60% tariff, which means a shirt that might cost $70 might now cost $80 or $90. So unfortunately, those tariffs aren't going to dissuade those countries from shipping them in. It's just going to be an absorption by the U.S. consumer to continue to buy those products at now higher prices than what should be sustainable, and that's going to drive business maybe to customers to buying other products or buying those same products that are built in or manufactured in other countries like Vietnam, Malaysia, Singapore, outside of China, outside of those countries with the tariffs.
I see, thank you. And how this will impact truckers and rail companies?
A very complicated question. Most of the freight that goes to the buyers in the U.S., let's just use an example of Indianapolis, Indiana, the heart of America. Shipping lines will offer fantastically low rates to move cargo from the manufacturing base in Eastern Asia all the way to Indianapolis. But then they've got that 40-foot container that has to get back to the manufacturing base. All that cargo moves by double-stack train. It's not moved by truck. It's not moved by chassis. It's not transloaded in a warehouse. So those three sectors of the industry really get hurt by these containers that are moving straight from the port all the way to the inland destination without interruption. On the other side of the coin, the cargo that might not be as owned by such a large company, maybe not as big as an Amazon, but a smaller company with the same apparel trying to get to Indianapolis, they might move their containers to a warehouse where they're moving five 40-foot containers into four 53-foot containers and moving them to Indianapolis. For the motor carrier, that might seem more expensive, but actually it's a bit cheaper because that 53-foot container, once it's empty in Indianapolis, it can be reloaded with domestic freight and moved to Wisconsin or Florida or Utah or any place else, whereas the international container, that 40-footer, has to get its way back to China to the manufacturing base. So there are two different options, and we're going to see two sides of the industry compete against each other to win the business of that retailer and that consumer.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Don. I really appreciate your insights and your time.
Thank you very much, Olga. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you for watching and have a wonderful weekend.